Good day, and welcome to another Wednesday morning of morning meditation with yours truly, Frederick Golden, on behalf of Rashada Dawkins, the president of the National Alumni Association, and the board members, executive board members of the National Alumni Association. We bring you greetings. My name is Frederick Golden, and unfortunately, I've not been able to be with you a couple of weeks, but I am hopefully back. With some things going on. But what I want to share with you today is one of the things that I've really been contemplating on is why are we in such a mess today? People don't really fear God. We are more concerned about what people think about us than we are about what God thinks about us. And what brought me to this is when I began to look at Proverbs chapter 9, or the ninth proverb, Proverbs 9 and 10, it says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." One of the things I realized in our today's situation is that many people say they fear God, but they really don't fear God. When you look back at our ancestors, when you look back at our parents, when you look back at those people of old who had less than we did, but yet they had a reverence, they had a respect of God. And when I look around our nation, when I look around society, when I look around and I see our young people, even when I look around in the church and in ministry, there are people that go through the motion, but they really don't reverence, they really don't respect God and who He is. We're more concerned about our social media pages and how many likes we can get and what people think about us. We're more concerned about our status in society than we are about the reverence of God. So this verse that we're talking about, that is in Proverbs, deals with the fact that there's a breakdown in the fear of God. The fear of the Lord doesn't necessarily mean that we're terrified of Him. It doesn't mean that we are walking around with our head in the sand, but yet it means that it is a deep respect, a reverence, and awe of His power, His holiness, and His authority. And I think because what's going on in our society, we have gotten conditioned to television, we've gotten conditioned to things the way they are, we've gotten conditioned to electronics and our devices, until we don't depend on God like we once did. How many of us remember the time when we could remember telephone numbers 10, 15, 20? I remember growing up, we had this thing that we was trying to see how many phone numbers could we remember. Now we can't remember our own phone numbers sometimes unless we have to look it up. Why? It is because we have become dependent or codependent on things rather than being dependent on God. We depend on our merchandise to give us the answers that we're looking for. We Google instead of God. We go and say, well, Google that. No. Sometimes it's just a matter of asking God, because when we fear Him, when we respect Him, when we honor Him, when we lift Him up, when we magnify Him, whatever it is that we desire and we want from Him, He will give it to us. So I want you to be encouraged this week. Look back on how much do you really acknowledge and reverence and respect God. We say we do, but are our actions following our words? Are our actions really what we say that they are? So this week I want to encourage you that the beginning of wisdom, or that relationship with God marked by the reverence and fear, is the starting point of developing true wisdom. Now, if we depended on God, if we acknowledged Him, if we respected Him, then some of the things that we're dealing with, we wouldn't have to deal with, because God would give us the answers. And we've got to stop trying to find the answers for ourselves and begin to once again totally lean and depend on Him. Well, that's your word for today. Just be encouraged. Know that when we fear God, God will come to our rescue. When we respect him, he'll do just like we do. There's a level that we put out there when people are respectful to us, when they treat us with that kind of respect. So just like we do, God wants us to respect him. God wants us to honor him. God wants us to reverence him and to remember how awesome he really is. Again, this is Frederick Golden. Have an awesome day, and may God continue to bless you, keep you, and honor you in your requests and your desires from him.